Terraria, a game about collecting loot, defeating bosses, and collecting NPCs, trapping them into tiny little homes to force them to give you their shop's worth of items. The Sims 4, a game about building, interacting with NPCs, and well, creating the most cursed things you've probably ever seen. But what if we combine the two? Well, you're about to find out. Hello everyone and welcome to a YouTube video. Is everyone excited? No? Okay, well, I've come up with the best idea ever. We're gonna combine Terraria and we're gonna combine The Sims 4. Now, you might be thinking, Elio, what are you gonna do? Well, I've downloaded the extreme violence mod, and we're gonna create all the NPCs and all of the bosses and put them into one. It's gonna be great. So, first things first, we need to start out with obviously the guide. Okay, the guide is the most important part of any Terraria playthrough ever. And here is our guide. Here he is in all of his glory, okay? We've got his hair, we've got his bright blue jeans, and we've got his shoes. Now, I'm gonna give him some traits. For all the names, I'm gonna put the name of kind of them, so the guide, and then we're gonna put Terrarian there last. So, we need to pick an aspiration. Oh! I've never seen this one, guys. Not a psychopathic tendency. Oh, it's because of... guys, this is from the mod. Okay. I feel like it needs to be something to do with knowledge. Nerd brain. We'll go nerd brain. Okay, traits. White. He's a genius. We know this. He knows what he's talking about. We'll make him quite lazy. Okay, because the amount of times he sits back and doesn't fight against the zombies that are trying to kill him. Quite often. So we'll go with that. And then we'll make him good. He's a good guy, is the guide. Okay? And here he is. Now we're gonna add our next in. And here we have our second sim, guys. First female NPC that you ever encounter, the nurse. Okay, we have a little bit of custom content going on, okay? I downloaded a nurse outfit for her, and here she is. This is incredible, okay? Now, her aspiration. What do we think her aspiration is going to be? It needs to be something to do with, like, wanting to help people. I don't exactly know which one to go for. I say we give her nerd brain, similarly to the guide, or we change the guides. So maybe he can be this one, and then she can be nerd brain. Now, she is good. I mean, she's a nurse. She's a perfectionist, obviously, because she needs to do a very good job while healing us. And she's always kind of in love, because obviously she always falls in love with the arms dealer, right? Okay. We're gonna add one more sim to the mix for now. No, we're gonna do 2 more sims for now. Okay. And then we'll get into decorating the house. And here we have our 4th sim, everybody. Everybody say hello to the demolitionist. Isn't he cool? Isn't he cute? I love him. I love him a lot. I think he's pretty cool. Okay, we got his beard. We got his hat. Okay. We got the boots. We got the gloves. I couldn't really find a better top for him. Terrarian. Now, he is quite deviant. He just wants to keep blowing things up. Okay, we'll make him a public enemy, okay? Because he's always trying to blow things up. People don't particularly like him. Okay. He's quite we'll make him creative. He's a slob. Okay, definitely. He is there like, which one is the one for make them quite crazy? Erratic. He is quite erratic. Let's do this. Okay, and we're gonna add one final sim for now. Here is the merchant, everybody. Here he is in all of his glory, ready to sell us torches. How exciting. I give him like... Or is this too purple? I feel like this is too purple, actually. Make it more grey. Okay, for his trait, he's very money orientated. Successful career. We'll go with that one. It's quite... materialistic, definitely. And then... I'd say he's quite... He'd definitely be neat. He's quite boring, really. I don't think boring is a trait. Oh, but he is quite judgy, isn't he? He judges us at the beginning of the game. I do know that. He's a snob. He's definitely a snob. Okay. And here are our 4 Sims. Ready and in the game. Hey, it is time to pick a house. We are going to start it off in the spring just because it is the beginning season. And we are going to move into Willow. Why has he got sunglasses? I mean, okay. It's fine. And from here on, all of my audio decided to cut out from the video. So I'm just going to voice over the top of it. To begin with, I picked this room for the guide at the top of the house because I thought it was quite a nice shaped room to begin with, just to start off. I started off by just deleting kind of all of the things that were already in there to give me a clean base to work with when trying to decide the vibe of the room that I wanted to go for. I wanted to pick a nice kind of wallpaper that represented the fact that he would normally start off in quite a wooden house to begin with at the start of the game. You know, he is the first NPC that you see, and he does normally end up living in a wooden box to begin with. I picked the wooden paneling for the floor because I just prefer it. I prefer the Sims 4 flooring, wooden flooring, to the carpet. I think the carpet does just look a little bit weird and a little bit grainy, so I decided to go for that instead. Moving on to the beds, I was looking for something that was quite simplistic, something that kind of represented, again, the fact that he is the first NPC that you have. He's been living around in the forest for a while, and I wanted something that would really match. Something that really matches the fact that he is in the woods, in this tiny little house. Next, I just wanted to add some curtains, you know, because everybody needs curtains. So I decided on these quite simplistic curtains. I thought that they would just fit the vibe, you know, I felt like that would work better. I changed them to blue with the leaf decoration because it did remind me of the forest. You're going to be hearing that a lot. Next, I kind of wanted to make use of this little corner in the side of the room, and I was looking for things that I could have added. I deleted that door and then realised that in fact that door led to the outside, so you wouldn't have been able to get out. I decided on making a little reading nook in the corner of the room, sticking with the blue theme that I had already going on. I then realised that I didn't have move objects cheat on, so I did have to in fact add that. I then forgot to remove the cheat menu from the top of the screen for a good another 10 minutes, but it's fine. I also didn't remember that you could size things up and down, so you're going to see that for a while. I really liked the look of this rug, but again, completely forgot that you couldn't size things down, so we had to change it up. Next, I added this rug. I love this rug. It is my favourite rug of all time in kind of the base game, or is it a PAX rug? I can't remember. And next, I added a crate because I felt it was very vibey with
the guide. I just love it. Again, I was looking for some light, couldn't really find anything because I wanted to add some on the walls. So I picked this light with the plant pot, and I wanted to add the fairy lights, but realized that they were a bit too bulky for what I was looking for. I then added this plant on top. I wanted to add some plants, but realized the guide probably wouldn't have that many plants. I wanted to leave most of the plants for the dryad when we add her later. Again, I kind of wanted something in front here just to bulk out the space a bit more because I didn't want the room to feel too empty because it was quite a big space. Again, just added clutter, added plants, added books. My main thing for this room was books because he's the guide. He's quite knowledgeable. So I was like, right, let's add some books. You know, he listens to things, he reads things, he gives you all the advice that he's learned. Where has he learnt these advice notes from? We don't know, but we're going to assume it's books. I then added a little notebook because I thought, why not? You know, it's a great, he probably does take notes, he probably does. I needed an end table, so I went with these suitcases because I thought, well, you know, he is in the forest, he's roaming around, okay? He's got a suitcase with him. I thought it fit quite well. I tried to find colours that again would match the kind of theme that I had going on, and I think these did a pretty good job. Again, who doesn't have a bedside table that doesn't have a clock? So I just added the clock. I also added the daisies. Are they daisies? I don't know. But they look like the day blooms, and I thought, well, you know, day blooms are quite important, so we'll keep them in. I wanted to add some things on the walls because the walls for me always feel quite bare. So I first went with this painting. I wanted to add the leaves, but then again remembered, leave them for the dryad. I just faffed around for a little bit until I kind of decided on something that I liked, but yeah.
Finally, I just kind of added a mirror, a dressing table, you know, things that people need in their rooms. I love room dividers, so we're going to see room dividers quite a lot, and I thought that one fit really well. Yeah, rugs. I love this rug. It's my favourite rug. I use it all the time. It's actually great. And then I was just kind of trying to find clutter to go on the top of the thing, but I couldn't really come up with anything. So, yeah. I did add this gnome though, because it reminded me of the gnomes that you can get in the living trees when they follow you out, and if you leave them in the sunlight, they like disappear. Not disappear, but turn into a little gnome statue that you could get. So finally, I kind of added those shelves that I wanted, changed the colour of them to fit the vibe of the room better. I tried to add some books and kind of didn't know what I was doing, so this ended up being a bit silly. I changed the doors because I thought that this fit a lot better with the wooden kind of vibe. Again, I added another rug, just a plant and another box, because why not? But yeah, overall, kind of here's the finished look. I don't know why I added a London phone box, but you know, it's fine. But here's the finished room.
Okay, so moving on to the nurse's room. I kind of had an idea. I'll put a photo. This was kind of the vibe that I was getting. You know, she's quite cool. She's quite mysterious. No, I think this kind of room and vibe would really fit her. I don't know why. I just thought like the reds and the dark kind of colours. You know, she gave off those vibes. I started off with this bed, just thinking, you know, it really fit what I was going for, along with the rug that I put down. Again with the bed, I know those two I think do get paired up a lot in base game anyway. I think, I could be wrong. I put the TV there just so she had like something to do while she was in bed, and then obviously I had to go with the bedside table. I did want to put some white in there because obviously our outfit's white, so I thought that maybe that would fit and that would help kind of tie everything together, have like accents of white. I placed down some plants because I feel like the room did need brightening up just a little bit with something like the plants. I placed down some books because obviously she's quite knowledgeable. She's a nurse. She knows how to heal everybody. I placed down this sofa over here because I thought this would be like a cool like area for either like a reading area or just a place to watch TV, which is why I kind of moved this over there. And then along with the TV, I thought that would fit slightly better with having it there. Obviously, we needed a rug, and I put the walls down because I couldn't see what I was doing. But I went with this rug here with the rose. because I thought that looked quite cool. A lot of this is kind of me just going, yep, that looks right. Obviously, we got this plant in there, went with the black rather than the white, because I think black furniture rather than white furniture, because yeah. And then like having the white accents like round table over there. Next, she needed a dresser, so I just kind of flicked through them, and then thought of one where we could put stuff on the top. So I went for this one again that had white accents. I had these things, and I didn't exactly know what they were, so I just had a look. And then I went for this mirror, changed it to black with the white accents again, just because it fit what I was doing. Went for the room divider, because I love a room divider. Looked at them, I thought this one kind of looked alright. Changed it to black, and then looked at this one, was like, what the hell? And then looked at the rest of them, and decided on that one. Moving on to some wall decoration, I wanted to put up like a medicine cabinet, but it didn't really fit what I was going for, so I just kind of stuck with like paintings and that kind of thing. Those I thought could be like her degree in medicine, you know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Now, moving on to the demolitionist room, I kind of had the idea for something quite messy. Like, he's just thrown it together, but also it kind of it's like one of those rooms where it's like, how does this still look kind of cool? So I went for a like orange color scheme, if you can kind of see. That box that I used in the guy's room, I used that again, and then I added like a little corner over here with a beanbag and a little table. I wanted to add a little rug as well, and this little platform I actually didn't know how to shrink, so I was having issues with that, so I just ended up keeping it with the pink flooring. I added this rug, I changed this to the orange again. I added cobwebs because I was like, right, yeah, he's definitely not cleaning his room, he's too busy trying to blow things up. Every room needs plants, and I added a lamp in the corner. I did a bit of wall decoration. I thought these were quite cool. And then also was looking for like more lighting. I used this plant light over here and then decided to add these around like the base of the area and then put them at the top here as well. Just to kind of light up the area because like the room was quite dark for some reason. I changed these because I thought the pink was maybe not the demolitionist's colour. I then needed to add a dresser, so I just looked for one. I went for this brown one, just quite simple. Added a mirror in the corner as well. You know, just something to kind of fill the space again. And then went for some paintings to put on the wall. Added this car, added these, and then I wanted to put something over here as well, so I put like this banner. Shrunk this one down, and then decided to copy these over and try to put them over here, and then they were too small and I didn't fully know what to do, so in the end I just left it. But yeah, overall this is the demolitionist room. Overall, for the merchant, is he called the merchant? I think so. Anyway, for his room I just wanted something quite simple, but I wanted to do like a brown and blue colour scheme. So I did keep quite a lot of the original room, but I did go for the wooden flooring because I think wooden flooring looks a lot better, especially in this kind of colour. I changed out this panelling as well and then changed the rest of the walls to white because I thought it would look better than the blue. I thought it just looked a lot cleaner, and then kind of just went and destroyed a bunch of things, changed the floor over again, and then had to change this because for some reason it didn't paint originally. I went for this bed because I thought it was quite like it I don't know, it just felt very vibey with what I wanted for the merchant. Added the bedside tables because I feel like he would have quite a lot of stuff on his bedside tables, but I didn't add much in the end. But then yeah, overall kind of I don't think I added much in the end. I added a few plants and stuff. I did add the dresser again. This dresser, it's my fave. I actually love it. And then I wanted to add this kind of armchair. I thought that would fit as well. I did like
a little armchair because he's quite old. I did a rug. I did a lamp, or like a standing lamp. Again with the kind of the wooden theme and the blue. Wanted to add some things on the walls as well, so I just kind of experimented. I thought it'd be some like older looking stuff, so I added that painting, added the banner as well. I wanted to add books because again I feel like everybody would just have books. I needed a mirror because every room needs a mirror, so I added this one, and then kind of like changed my mind halfway through. But I wanted to add some like just clutter because I felt like there was some space and I didn't know what to do with it. I added this box over here. This is the main thing that I think fit really well with him. I did some more clutter, plants and paintings and photo cards on here. I did more books as well. I then was like, oh my god, I'm gonna add the barrel over in the demolitionist room as well with this bucket, and then some clothes because I thought he's a bit of a scruff. He'd have clothes everywhere as well. And then went back and added a little kettle. But overall, this is the merchant's room in general. It's pretty cool. I wanted to add something else on the wall over here, so I went for this map, and then was trying to find something else that would fit, but couldn't really find much, so I just went for that one. But yeah, heading into live mode, I just checked up on everybody and wanted them to claim like their beds so that they would stay in their rooms. You know, very important things. But yeah, overall, just made sure they kind of claimed their rooms as theirs. I pressed the wrong one. Had him admire his new possession rather than, you know, go claim the bed. Follow the nurse down a little bit, see what she's up to. She's watching TV. Demolitionist joined her. Just, you know, they were chilling, watching TV as well. They're watching some, I think it was a romance TV show, or something. But yeah, overall, if you did enjoy the video, guys, just drop a like, drop a subscribe to be updated whenever I upload next, when I upload the next part where we're actually gonna be exploring, having people in the houses and interacting with each other. Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye bye.